For the Dynasty Combat title.
Pounds with a record of 7-4, Mike Messer.
Now, Anthony, what can you tell us about Mike Messer?
Mike Messer was a really funny guy, to be honest with you. Like both of these guys.
So, UFC veteran Bellator fighter Anthony Smith bullet points on Mike Messer as he's a funny guy, and therefore he will win this fight.
Well, he's extremely tough. Both these guys are, they're both pretty well-rounded. Again, it's one of those situations where I've had the opportunity to train with both of them. Boihma is a current teammate, and Mike Messer is a past teammate. But I keep good relationships with everyone in the sport in the area, and the one thing that I can take from this fight is these are two of the funniest guys I've ever met. And they're just funny guys. They're real chill. They're real relaxed, and
when you start talking about teammates, if you see one of Mike's cornermen is Dwayne Johnson, who is probably one of the top amateur prospects in the entire nation, without a doubt. In MMA, he's also a phenomenal kickboxer, and he was just at the Golden Gloves or the Olympic, I guess. The Olympic trials. He was in boxing, where he defeated the number 5 boxer in the world in his first match, and then his second match facing the number 1 boxer in the nation, and he lost the decision, but he had broke his hand or injured his hand in the fight previous. So, a guy like Messer having somebody like that in your training camp, in your gym, and in your corner, that's got to be huge.
Right. It just lets you know that those, someone like that in your corner, it'll let you know that they believe in you. They wouldn't be there if they didn't. And
could you imagine when you got a guy like that beating on you every day, or you're going toe-to-toe with him, and if you're holding your own against a guy like that, you got to go into a fight like this, you got to be on a high, because these guys in the gym, they give me the best, and I can take it. And that's how I was when I was at Militich Fighting Systems. I thought I was terrible, but every day I'm getting beat up by Matt Hughes, Jens Pulver, Jeremy Horn. You feel like a nobody in the gym, but when you step in the cage, or when I fought in a ring, you find out real quick that, wow, your training partners, that's what's important. That really is.
Absolutely. Here we are. We bring him to the center of the cage.
This is for the Dynasty Combat 155-pound title. Boihma Karmo in the black shorts. Mike Messer he's also black shorts, but you'll see CageTix.com logo across the front. Give a shout out to Cage Tix. They do great things for the fighters.
With this being a amateur title, this is actually 3 4-minute rounds instead of 3 3-minute rounds.
There you go. Anthony's on top of it.
Nice high kick by Boihma. Returned by Messer.
Nice counter. Boihma's looking to counter. A nice body lock.
Nice body lock takedown. One thing I will note is both these guys are extremely heavy-handed. Like I said, training with both of them, these guys are both two heavy-handed lightweight fighters.
Nice pass and transition. Then he reverses to a guillotine. He slips out of it, but nice
Look
action.
At the transitions.
No, big bomb.
Punches.
He's hurt.
Even though hurt, Messer comes right back to his feet. Nice elbow from Messer.
You start to see the fighting ability, the fighting level increase as our fights go on, and you're starting to see it here with these guys. They're two very, very good fighters.
Nice
very good
again.
athletes.
Boihma needs to be careful for that guillotine when he's in on that takedown. Messer's pulled it a couple times and gotten it deep, and this early in the fight, it's Boihma's still extremely explosive and able to get out of that guillotine, but later on in the fight, that may be a factor.
And Boihma needs to look at that energy that he's exerting when he picks a guy up and throws him down like that too. That can wear on you in the rounds.
Absolutely. I think he needs to be careful for wasted energy. It looks really cool and the fans love it, but at the end of the day, Messer still got right back to his feet, and it was a waste of energy.
Right. Nice head kick. Nice counter.
Nice.
Boihma's quick. Quick head movement. He dips out right away, and that's just his wrestling background, obviously.
And he's quick to hit the angle. He's not staying right in front of him. Boihma's coach is calling for the knee.
Boihma looking for that ankle pick.
Good wrist control by Messer. Messer trying to turn himself off the cage, and Boihma doing a good job, and Messer turns him.
That was a nice reversal. What does Boihma want to do here? I mean, besides, well, and you tell him take down or get out of the cage, and he gets a takedown. Ooh. Ref giving Boihma a warning for illegal elbow to the back of the head.
Good job on Messer scrambling and getting back to his feet. He's doing a good job of, even though he is getting taken down, he's not staying down long.
There's a nice counter right hand by Boihma.
Boihma's getting a little wild.
Messer looks like he might be a little gassed or something's in his eye. I can't really tell. He's talking to the ref, maybe an accidental eye poke in an exchange.
I can't really tell. He's not really blinking anymore. It's one of those situations the ref doesn't see. You got to keep fighting. You can't. A lot of guys aren't going to give you that respect and that opportunity to talk to the ref.
Nice combination.
Nice combination. Looks like maybe Boihma's kind of starting to feel his range a little bit. He's starting to let his hands go.
Boihma seems to be a little lighter on his feet, in and out, where Messer's kind of planting his feet and throwing those home runs and hoping they land.
Nice uppercut by Boihma. Messer's doing a good job of covering up for the most part. He is catching some, he's caught some punches, but another takedown for Boihma. Looks like he's going right to the pass.
Well, this is an example of a guy that gets a takedown and then tries to do something with it. He's not just laying there. He's either passing, trying to get a more dominant position, or posturing up and trying to land some strikes. So
Absolutely.
This is just lay and pray type of style is not, Boihma Karmo style at all.
Who do you think takes this round?
Well, I mean, obviously, Boihma with the takedowns, but even without the takedowns, he controlled the cage. In and out, a lot better combinations, I would say. Messer was game. He was standing in the pocket and throwing bombs, but a lot of them just weren't landing. When you got a guy that's as athletic as Boihma that can just, has the movement, he's in and out, he's taking the angles, which angles are everything. I have to give it to him. I mean, like I said, based on takedowns alone, he takes the round.
I completely agree. With these being 4-minute rounds and these guys not being used to the extended rounds and this being a title fight, I think this is going to play to the factor of conditioning as well,
Right, a regular amateur round is 3 minutes. Title fights are 4, and, people will be like, oh, it's only another minute, but that extra minute is huge.
A minute of fighting is a long time.
When you're carrying somebody's weight against the cage on you for a minute, it's a big deal. Here we go, round number 2. Boihma Karmo, Mike Messer for the Dynasty Combat Sports 155-pound amateur title.
Nice angles by Boihma Karmo. It looks like he's always fighting for that angle. He's always working on that angle.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with this counter punching. He's not just throwing wild. He's watching what Messer does and he tries to counter.
I'm really impressed with Messer's ability to create the scrambles in those wrestling positions. He's always digging for that neck. He's always working back to his feet. Looks like Messer's working on a guillotine here.
Looks like Boihma has a pretty good wrist control of it, though.
Okay. Messer's pressing in. He's got Karmo's back to the cage. And the throw attempt. Boihma does a great job of passing on his takedown attempts. He's
a good job taking the back there. He just all over you. He's swarming on him.
That's something that's extremely hard to do, especially at the amateur level. Is pass on the takedown. He's never just content to take down the guard. That's extremely impressive.
In the old days of MMA, when a guy would have somebody else's back, you would instantly say, fight's over. And a lot of times it was. Nowadays, you see guys getting the rear naked choke, and they have no problem getting out of it. You know, you rarely see fights at the higher levels even ending in a rear naked choke anymore, just because it was such a high percentage finishing submission that I think guys just start working on it in the gym constantly. We used to spend entire, you know, classes just working on getting out of the rear naked because it was such a high percentage finishing move that you always ended up in. Have you noticed that as the sports progressed, that some of these easy submissions, and as we say that, he gets a lot deeper, but once again, it's just back and forth, a lot of hand fighting. And like I was saying, did you see that as the sport progresses, with some of the easier submissions not being as popular or as high finishing as they used to be?
I do see that. You know, when I was coming up, especially in the amateur ranks, arm bars were the thing. And I mean, how often do you see, even at an amateur level or you know, the highest level possible?
Unless your name's Ronda Rousey, you don't see arm bars much at all.
I mean, normally you think of a finish. You know, you think of a knockout. You know, instantly Mark Hunt pops to your head. You know, that's a knockout.
Absolutely.
But, I mean, other than Ronda Rousey, you know, when's the last time you've seen a really nasty armbar? You know, Anthony Pettis, Ben Henderson, maybe.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, you're going to see them. Like there's exceptions, but it's not the rule. Like you said, you just don't see a lot of that stuff anymore. And you know, back when I was fighting, late '90s, early 2000s, man, it was just triangles, rear naked chokes, and arm bars. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Nice body work by Karmo.
Messer doing a good job, at least staying busy enough from the bottom that he doesn't allow Karmo to really solidify a position. But then even from this mount, you would think that's pretty dominant fight over. But really, hasn't done much with it. And when he does try, Messer's able to scramble out.
There's a couple big bombs by Boihma. Good job for both of these guys, just constantly going from one position to the next, And
it's not a bad strategy when a guy has you mounted. He can drop bombs on you, so why not give him up? If you can defend the rear naked choke, why not give up your back? You can't do as much damage to you there because it hits the back of the head are illegal.
Oh, Messer's hurt.
Oh, look at a nasty cut was just opened up.
Hurt.
Nasty. That is the purest form of Saved by the Bell. He opened a nasty cut. You could see it the minute he hit, it opened.
Way to come on strong for Boihma Karmo. That's what you got to do. You got that 1 minute break in between rounds, and you're going to let it fly. You're going to let him fly right there at the end.
Yeah, I gave that round to Boihma Karmo as well as the first. I imagine you did as well.
Absolutely. I think so.
So what's Messer have to do? Is it he either has? I mean, obviously he has to finish because even a dominant, round isn't going to give him anything when you're down 2 rounds. So
he needs to finish. He needs to finish here. He lost the first 2 rounds and Boihma Karmo just gained a whole lot of confidence right there at the end of that round. He was landing some big ground and pound on Mike Messer.
So if you're Messer's corner, what did you tell him?
Yeah, you got to move. You got to stay off the ground. You can't let him take you down. You got to move and let your hands go. You got to move your feet. You got to circle. You got to not let Boihma take you down. Because you don't want that to happen again in the middle of the round.
We're in the third and final round of the Dynasty Combat Sports 155-pound amateur title. Boihma Karmo versus Mike Messer.
Nice head kick by Boihma Karmo. Mike Messer's firing right back though. Boihma needs to be careful and make sure he's not getting wild here.
I was just getting ready to say that. Boihma's throwing, but he's getting kind of wild. He's starting feeling like he's in too much of a comfort zone. You just start throwing from the hip and leave that chin wide open.
I don't think I've ever seen that before. Boihma Karmo just threw a right hand to the body and used it to get into a clinch position.
You're probably going to work on that when you get back to the gym, aren't you?
I'm going to have to try that. It was like he threw a right hook and just wrapped it around his waist as he threw it. Mike Messer has. Boihma Karmo's he's got his back here. Throwing some nice knees to the legs. Boihma turns and faces and Mike Messer's got the butt lock though.
Well, he's looking for a big slam. style points, you score for a takedown, but it's definitely not going to be enough to take somebody down and lay on them in the final round. You're down 2 rounds. Messer really needs to be, spend 2 minutes,
working
30 seconds just working aggressive. He needs to be super aggressive.
He needs to work for a finish here if he wants to win this fight.
Absolutely. He needs to posture up and rain down bombs. Pure and simple.
He gets the pass here, though. Nice scramble by Boihma Karmo. Man, this kid is an athlete. With the reverse, and Messer ends up on top.
But he's going to hold on to that whizzer. Boihma's going to hold on to that whizzer, and he loses it.
Is he going to slide out?
He's trying to transition for an arm bar. But
great scramble by these two, man. Great scramble. This is fun to watch.
And this is where Messer, he has to get back up. He has to work. He's not going to win this fight letting Boihma lay on him for another round. You have Messer's corner telling him, up, he needs to get up. And that's easier said than done sometimes when you're tired after fighting 2 rounds and you got this guy that's a great wrestler heavy on you.
He's trying. He is. He's in the first 2 rounds. He spent the first 2 rounds scrambling and getting out of those positions. But now we're deep into the, and here we got Boihma Karmo right back in the mount position, ready to rain punches again. He spent 2 rounds already getting out of these positions, exploding and being athletic, and using his ability to create scrambles. That wears on you, Now we're deep into the 3rd round, and he's tired.
Yeah, Messer really, he needs to show more urgency. Like I said, it's easier said than done to say that when you've been fighting and you're tired and the guy is just laying on you. Especially a good wrestler that smothers you, and when you move, he's already turned, he knows where you're going, he's already countered. That's easier said than done, but that's his only hope is a finish. It's the only way he's going to win the title.
And Boihma's doing a good job. He's still working. He's keeping the pressure on. He's always working. He's throwing punches all the time.
Even Boihma looks a little tired, but I think he knows he's got it won. He'll be careful.
Great fight.
Well, my scorecard, unanimous decision for Boihma Karmo. Your card the same?
As is mine.
Or do I even need to ask that?
As is mine. Still a great fight, no matter what.
Absolutely.
It's a great fight. It's entertaining. Tonight has been filled with great fights.
That's what you look for. You try to get that in any fight, but sometimes guys don't have enough, fights for you to really know how they are when you're matchmaking. But something like this is a title fight. So or they wouldn't even be in here fighting if they weren't legit enough to be here. And both these guys, they were very evenly matched. I really didn't think, though Boihma won it, I didn't see it as a total dominant fashion other than the takedowns.
Right. Right.
He did constantly keep trying for position on the ground, but it was by no means, completely dominant.
It wasn't a blowout.
No, it wasn't a blowout.
Messer was right there the whole time.
Yep.
He was throwing big punches the whole time. He could have finished it at any point in time had Boihma given him the opportunity.
Right.
So
Philip Henderson of Dynasty Combat Sports will be putting the strap around somebody's waist, and I imagine it'll be Boihma Karmo. Unless those judges saw something I didn't.
Now we're at the judges.
Your new Dynasty Combat Lightweight Champion. Unanimous decision. All judges scored the card 30-27. Out of the blue corner, Boihma, Baby D.